This is the COMFEE 0.9 Cu.Ft. Portable Compact Washer. After spending some time with it, I thought it might be helpful to share what I've noticed so far. The main reason I wanted a washer like this was space. A regular washing machine takes up more room than I have available, and going to a shared laundry room gets tiring. This COMFEE is about 18 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and a little over 31 inches tall. It fits into a small corner without taking over the room. It weighs around 44 pounds. I can move it by myself, but I would not call it lightweight. The handles on the sides help, and there are 2 wheels on the back. I tilt it backward and roll it when I need to put it near the sink. It moves easily on a smooth floor. I would be more careful on thick carpet or an uneven surface. Setup took me a little time because I wanted to avoid leaks. I installed the bottom panel, connected the water hose to the faucet adapter, and placed the drain hose securely in the sink. The faucet adapter worked with my standard threaded faucet. Faucet shapes vary though, so I would check that before buying. The included hoses are not very long. My sink is close to the washer, so they work for my setup. If I wanted to keep the machine farther away, I would need longer hoses. That is one extra cost worth considering. I also made sure the washer was level. This matters more than I expected. When it was slightly uneven, it moved more during the spin cycle. After adjusting the front feet, it became much steadier. I keep it on a hard, flat floor rather than carpet. The controls are simple once I understand the buttons. There are 5 wash programs: normal, heavy, soft, quick, and soak. I use normal for most clothes. Quick works for a small load that is not very dirty. Soft uses gentler movement, so I use it for lighter fabrics. I can also change the water level and adjust parts of the cycle. I do not change every setting each time, but the option is useful. The display shows the remaining time, which makes it easier to know when I need to come back. This is a fully automatic washer, so I do not have to move wet clothes between separate wash and spin tubs. I connect the hose, place the drain hose in the sink, add detergent, load the clothes, and choose the cycle. It fills, washes, rinses, and spins on its own. The 0.9 cubic foot capacity is small, and I think that is the most important thing to understand. I can wash a couple of days of regular clothing in one load. I have also washed 2 bath towels with a few smaller items. 2 sheets can fit, depending on their size and thickness. I would not use it for a large comforter or a full week of laundry all at once. Stuffing the drum too tightly makes the cleaning less consistent, and it can cause balance problems during spinning. Smaller loads work better. Cleaning performance has been good for normal daily clothes. Shirts, socks, underwear, light pants, and towels come out clean when I use the right amount of detergent. I use HE detergent and only add a small amount. Too much detergent creates extra foam, and this machine does not need much for a small load. The pulsator at the bottom moves the clothes through the water instead of using a tall center agitator. I spread the clothes around the drum rather than dropping everything on one side. That simple step helps the machine stay balanced. The spin cycle reaches up to 840 revolutions per minute. Clothes come out damp, but not dripping wet. They still need to hang dry or go into a dryer, but drying takes less time than I expected from a compact washer. Compared with the small twin-tub machines I have used, I prefer not having to transfer the load into a separate spin compartment. Noise was one of my concerns. During washing, I hear the water and the movement of the clothes, but it is not especially loud. The spin cycle is more noticeable, especially when heavier items are inside. On a level floor with a balanced load, the sound is reasonable for an apartment. I would still avoid running it late at night if the floor carries vibration into another room. The washer has automatic unbalance detection. This is useful, but it can also be a little sensitive. I had a load where the clothes gathered on one side during spinning. The machine paused and tried to correct the balance. It may add more water to redistribute the clothes, which makes the cycle take longer. If an E4 code appears, I open the lid and spread the clothes around the drum. That usually fixes it. Towels and heavier clothing are more likely to cause this than small, light items. It is not a major issue for me, but I do pay attention to how I load the drum. The lid is transparent, so I can see what is happening without opening it. I did not think I would care about this, but it helps when I want to check the water level or see whether the load is moving properly. There is also a child lock, which could be useful in a home with young children. The stainless steel drum feels sturdy, and I have not noticed clothes catching on it. The lint filter sits inside the tub and needs regular cleaning. I check it after loads with towels or fabrics that shed. There is also a lower pump filter that needs to be rinsed from time to time. Ignoring those filters can slow drainage or lead to an error. Drainage has worked well as long as the hose stays in place and is not bent. I secure the drain hose before starting a cycle because it can move when water begins pumping out. I would not leave the washer running without checking the hose connection. Compared with a full-size washer, the main trade-off is clear. I run more loads, and each load has to stay small. Compared with basic portable twin-tub models, this one requires less hands-on work. I press the button and let the full cycle run, which fits my routine better. I think this washer makes sense for one person, a college student, an apartment with no washer hookup, or an RV with enough water and drainage access. It could also work for two people who wash clothes often and do not have many large items. I do not think it is a practical replacement for a full-size machine in a larger household. My main concerns before using it were faucet compatibility, leaking, noise, and whether the small drum would actually be useful. The faucet connection needs to be checked carefully, and the capacity does require realistic expectations. Once I had the connections tight and the machine level, daily use was straightforward. I like that I can finish a small load without leaving home. I also like the strong spin cycle and the simple controls. The short hoses and occasional balance correction are the main drawbacks I have noticed. Routine filter cleaning is another task, but it only takes a few minutes. I would recommend it to someone who understands the limited capacity and has a suitable sink connection. It is not a replacement for every full-size washer, but it handles regular small loads without much effort. If there are any questions about setup, load size, noise, or daily use, leave them in the comments. I will leave detailed information about the COMFEE 0.9 Cu.Ft. portable compact washer in the comments for your reference. Thank you for watching.